Do women suffer consequences of their own actions, of their own behavior? This is a tough question, man. That's a really tough question. Because it's tough because for two reasons. First of all, there's so many men out there who are willing to overlook her past. So many men. And I've even heard alpha men, legitimate alpha men. I've heard them say this. And you could argue and say, oh, well, they weren't alpha men because they said that. I don't think so. It's blue pill conditioning, but it's also, in a way, we're forced to accept their past. We're forced to accept the fact that they're just skanks until they're ready to settle down, because so many of them are doing it, and we have to have wives. I mean, we don't have to have wives, but we kind of have to have wives in order to have a decent social structure. And I've heard men say this. I've heard men say, alpha men say, her past is none of my business. And I just got to do a double take. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you guys who said that. It was the fucking Hodge twins. I mean, I guess it's neither here nor there who said it, but it was the fucking Hodge. I mean, I consider those guys pretty alpha. Maybe. You might not. I don't know. But I kind of do. I mean, the Hodge twins. And now they call themselves the conservative twins. And these guys are twins, mulatto guys who've been on YouTube for at least a decade. Very popular on YouTube. Now they call themselves the conservative twins, and they were talking about their wives who are both Hispanic, and they said, this was a long video. I saw it like 8 years ago or something like that, and they said, my wife's past is none of her business, because they used to have like these advice videos and shit. My wife's past is none of my business. And I just thought, what the fuck? Like, what? And this goes back to that old argument. Should a man care if his wife sleeps around? I say yes. 100%. You absolutely should. What do you want a whore for? What do you want to settle down with a slut for? And it's not even so much like yes, it's disrespectful to think that so many guys have been up in her guts. So she sucks so many dicks, so much cock, she swallows so much cum, and yet none of that is your business. You know, it's weird to me how guys think this way. But on the one hand. On the other hand, it's like, in a way, we kind of don't have a choice if we want to settle down. Because how many women are saving themselves for marriage? How many women are not riding the cock carousel? How many women are not out fucking around? How many? It's got to be less than 3%, man. 5% of all women. I mean, even in Christian churches, it's like, really, they're not messed around. I mean, women have a sex drive just like men have a sex drive. The difference is that what I'm saying right now, women know this, and so they don't talk about it. It's don't ask, don't tell type shit. They don't talk about it. So, but here's the thing. Do they really reap what they sow? And this is a tough question. You want to say yes, right? Your mentality wants to say yes. Like, oh, of course they do. Like, STDs, unwanted pregnancies, broken hearts, and the list goes on. But hold on a second. Let's break that down. If you're talking about STDs, okay, like HPV and herpes 2 are the most common. Genital herpes and genital warts are the most common, right? But those are not life-threatening, and they can go into remission, okay? And many people have them already, okay? And they don't have that bad of effects, side effects or whatever, or symptoms, because they go into remission. So that's not really that bad of a hit. You can take, if you have herpes 2, you can take lysine, and it takes away you can take the amino acid lysine, it takes away the symptoms, or you can take some kind of prescription drug for it, and it's fine. HSV is a little more serious. You can get cervical cancer from it. But they have did I say HSV or HPV? HPV, you can get cervical cancer from HPV, but they have a vaccine for it, right? So it's like, those aren't too bad. Those are the common ones. Maybe you get gonorrhea, maybe you get syphilis, whatever. You could maybe get hepatitis. There's always, HIV, but those aren't the common ones. The common ones are HPV and herpes, right? Again, they go into remission. It's not that bad. So those consequences are like, Broken hearts, women move on from broken hearts pretty easily. They don't get that hurt. They don't get that clingy. Guys are the ones who get clingy because guys are in scarcity mode. Women can always move on to another guy. Occasionally, they might get hung up on one guy thinking one guy is special, but I just don't think they're like that. I don't think women are really like that, even though they claim they are, because everybody's always putting all this emphasis on female emotions, and women are the fairer sex. Women are more sensitive. Women are more emotional. Yes, women are emotion-based, but a lot of what they do is like men now. Women are the new men. I've been saying that for like 10 years. Women are the new men. They're more rational. They're more logical. They think with their dick, so to speak, right? They move on easily. They don't get their heart broken that much. I mean, how many times have you heard of a girl who breaks up with her guy and then 2 months later she's already in another long-term relationship? All the time, right? Women are always dating, always jumping from guy to guy. I don't think that women really are that deep when it comes to most relationships. Until they get married, then maybe they get a little deeper. But even then, studies show that like at least 50% of them have a backup guy, right? So how deep could your love be if you got a backup guy? I just don't think women are that way. I don't think they're that deeply in love with men to where they get hung up on any one man. They're not loyal. I don't think it's in their nature. It's not how God created them. I don't think they're in their nature to be loyal. They're not. They're always jumping from guy to guy. It's a different story. It's a different thing, man. So they really don't get that much backlash there, right? So that's 2 down, right? Okay, so you got the STDs, not that bad. You got the heartbreak, really not that bad. They move on pretty easily from both of those. And so many women are out there sleeping around, breaking hearts, spreading STDs, and they don't give a fuck. Right? So there's no consequences really there. Also, there's no social stigma. So what's the other one? Babies. Okay, that might be a big thing, right? They take a hit when they have kids. That's usually, it's either the wall that stops them or it's the kids that stop them. And even God said in the book of Genesis, she will be saved through childbirth. Got to pay attention to what God says about women. You got to pay attention to what the Bible says about women. It's on point. It's on point. It's truthful. It's relevant. It is relevant to today, even though it was written however many thousands of years ago. Those books. It's relevant today. God says in Genesis, the woman will be saved through childbirth. What does that mean? It means that the woman has no anchor. She has no moral compass until she has a baby. Then all of a sudden, she needs a man. Okay, then all of a sudden, she needs a husband. And this is why there's so many single moms. This is why single motherhood is so damn common, because the woman is not looking for a husband at first. She's looking to have fun. She's looking to play the field. She's looking to ride the cock carousel. I don't know why God created them this way. I don't understand it from a moral, biblical point of view. I understand it from a Darwinistic point of view. From a survival point of view, it kind of makes sense. And maybe God was saying, okay, well, I got to use that. These are questions and qualms that I have with God. But the fact is it is what it is. Do they really suffer consequences until they hit the wall, meaning until they start losing their looks because they know they can no longer trade with the currency of their looks? They know they can no longer use their sexuality to get what they want in life. Or when they have a baby, meaning, oh shit, I got to take care of this kid now. I love this kid. I couldn't abort him. Many women have abortions, 500,000 per year. So that takes a big hit. Meaning that consequence is, satanically eradicated through Planned Parenthood, right? Which is an evil thing to kill your own child. It's sick. Sacrificing your child to Moloch, basically. Fucking sick. Go out and sleep around, get pregnant, and just have a fucking abortion. Pretty damn sick, man, when you think about it. Pretty freaking satanic and evil for a mother to kill her own baby. Oh, you don't want a baby from some random Chad who pumped and dumped you? Maybe you should keep your legs closed. Or maybe get on birth control or use a condom or both or all of them. Just fucking don't have sex. How about that? How about you just look for love and then you want to complain about men? Oh, men this, men that. No, it's your choice in a man. And it's what you want in a man. Men act how you want us to be so we can get what you're giving away anyways. You're giving away sex to the bad boys, so we act however we can to get the sex, because we want the sex, because you're not giving it away for free. We gotta wiggle and maneuver to get the sex. And many men want love initially, but then we realize, well, women aren't chasing me for me. Women are chasing the alpha guy because he's got all the status, or the leader guy, or the guy with the cool car, or the guy with the most money. These are looks, money, stats. These are things that we learn as we get older. We get interested in women. We want a woman to love, and then we realize, well, she doesn't even want to love. She's giving away sex to this dude because he's got a Mustang, right? These are all things that we learn. This is how guys get red pilled. This is how the guys really get discouraged. But discouragement and anger and resentment, these are all parts of becoming red pilled, right? But do women really suffer the consequences? There's always going to, and on top of that, right? So you got those three things, right? STD's not that big of a deal in today's day and age, even though they should be, because it's pretty scary. Not that big a deal, right? Heartbreak, not that big a deal, because their emotions don't run very deep. For men, they don't love us very deeply. They love us opportunistically. There's always another guy to jump on, right? Social stigma, pretty much gone since second wave feminism. Nobody cares. In fact, sleeping around is now empowering, right? What's the other one? Hit the wall or have a baby, right? The other two, hit the wall, have a baby. Those are the ones that really stop them. Hit the wall and have a baby. That's it. But just because they hit the wall and have a baby does not mean they still don't deserve consequences. Should a woman be rewarded if she slept around for 5 or 10 years before she had a baby or hit the wall and then found her nice guy? Should she be rewarded? There's always going to be that guy at the end of the road. There's always going to be that guy who's like, well, here I am. Okay, you went and had your fun, and I've been building my house, and I've been building, my empire. Now I want you to become a part of it. And she knows that. This is why these women out here at the clubs, this is why these women on Tinder, this is why these women on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. This is why they've all got that smirk. They've all got that mischievous, naughty smile, because they know they can have their cake and eat it too. This is why they're smiling. This is why. Because they know damn well that pussy is so powerful, that sex is so powerful, that they're God's gift, right? Quote unquote. It's like Proverbs 18:22, I think is what it is. A wife is God's gift. A wife is a gift to man. Man loves his gift more than anything else, or whatever the fuck it says, right? Go read it, man. Proverbs chapter 18. They know they're God's gift to us. They know that, and yet they still don't suffer consequences because of their promiscuity, their sledding around. We're there at the end of the rainbow. We're there at the end of her cock carousel, right? Hey, here I am. I got open arms. Come. I want to love you. Come join my empire. You don't even have to do anything. Just come move in. With all your STDs and all your baggage, I'll just take it. With all those years, those 10, 15 years where you were struggling to get raises, where you were paying your dues at the company, right? So you could save up to get a mortgage, right? What was she doing? She was out sucking cock. She was out doing porn. She was out playing guys, right? Playing the field. And she got all her baggage. Do they suffer consequences? I don't know, man. I'm inclined to say no. I'm inclined to say they don't really suffer that much consequences. I mean, you know, I'm not saying women don't ever have heartbreaks. They might have heartbreaks. I'm not saying that they don't ever feel guilty. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying there's no consequences per se, but do they really suffer the consequences is my point. Because they've always got a man. So they could easily just bottle it up or push it to the side or sweep it under the rug. Because I've got my man. But see, if a man fucks up, if a man can't provide, doesn't have resources, doesn't get a good job, if he fucks around and goes to jail, gets sick, if he messes up, it's curtains. He may never procreate. He may never have a woman. See, it's not the same thing, man. It's not the same thing. Anyway, just something to think about. Appreciate you guys listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.